This video is about the differences between quotation marks and italics. The trickiest thing with the difference between quotation marks and italics is titles. Usually you use quotation marks for short works of art and italics for self-contained large works of art. What is the difference between a short work and a long work of art? Generally you want to think of long works of art as things that you could physically walk into a physical store and purchase. So what would you use here, quotation marks or italics? Have you heard Bruce Springsteen's song Land of Hopes and Dreams? Could you physically walk into a store and physically buy a song? Well, you would buy a song on an album. Now some of you may say, I could buy the song from iTunes, but that is not a physical purchase. You are digitally purchasing the song then. So you would put quotation marks around the title. Notice where those quotation marks are. The question mark comes after the quotation mark, and the reason for that is that the sentence is a question, but the title is not. So the question mark would not go inside of the quotation marks. What about this sentence? For class, we will read Nicholas Carr's book, The Shallows. Could you walk into a store and purchase a book? Yes, so we would italicize it. What about a painting? We traveled to Paris to see Da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Now, we probably don't have enough money to buy the Mona Lisa, but theoretically one could theoretically walk into a physical store and purchase a painting like the Mona Lisa. So then we are going to italicize it. And this is something that's actually been changing. Our textbook would tell us to consider TV shows like we consider small works of art. But if you check style guides that are coming out now, they will say that TV shows are large works of art and the episodes are the small works of art. So one of my favorite TV shows is This Is Us. This Is Us, the title should be italicized. What about a poem? Today we will read the poem Ulysses. This is a lot like a song. You don't buy a song by itself, you buy a song as part of an album, at least if you're physically buying something. You don't buy a poem by itself, you buy a poem as part of a book. So the poem's title would be in quotation marks. And notice here that the period is within the quotation marks. So short works, songs, poems, articles, chapters, short stories, episodes, and the like would be in quotation marks, whereas large works, albums, books, films, paintings, statues, would be in italics. It could also be a little confusing about where the punctuation goes in regard to the quotation mark. And commas and periods always go inside of the quotation marks. Colons and semicolons always go outside. For question marks and exclamation points, it depends. If the title or quotation itself is a question or exclamation, then the question mark and exclamation point go inside. However, if the quotation or title is not a question or exclamation, but the sentence that it is in is, then the punctuation would go outside of the quotation. There are two other uses of quotation marks. Obviously, direct quotations. If you're taking word for word what somebody has said or written, then you put it in quotation marks. Or special vocabulary. I took a couple examples from the website that I have listed down there. Steel has to be cold rolled before further processing. Cold rolled is jargon. It's terminology used by steel processors, but most people don't readily know what that means, so you'd put it in quotation marks. Same with genetic markers there. A Stanford research team completed a global survey of genetic markers. Most people don't know what that means. It's jargon, so you would put it in quotation marks. For italics, there are actually 4 other uses: emphasized words. Often, but not always, these are repeated. We need 2, I repeat, 2 dictionaries. Numbers, letters, words, when they are referred to as such, are also italicized. There are 3 threes in my phone number. The threes is actually referring to the digit in the number, so it would be italicized. Same with letters and numbers. Letters and words. Then the names of ships, trains, and airplanes are italicized. I'll pass on the cruise aboard the Titanic II. The name of the ship would be italicized. And also foreign words. Unfortunately, we missed the hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres taken from the French. Because it is a foreign word, it is italicized. I hope this helps you understand the difference between italics and quotations, when to use them, and how to use them properly.